Welcome to Cultura Latina. This week we'll get to know a bit more about Latin America's independence history and architecture. First, we're visiting the outstanding presidential palace in Quito, then to the Argentine capital for a look into an exhibit that's honoring the heroines of the fatherland. Wanna come? Quite amazingly, the current Ecuadorian government has opened the doors to the Palacio de Carondelet, or Carondelet Palace, located in the heart of Quito's Old Town, UNESCO World Heritage. Built in 1612, it's a place that holds years of history and French-inspired architecture. Take a look. This is the Carondelet Presidential Palace, the traditional residence of Ecuador's presidents and center of the country's political life. It is on Quito's Independence Plaza, which is the cultural hub of the city, which is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Carondelet Presidential Palace is today the center of Ecuador's national government. Current President of Ecuador, Rafael Correa, has chosen not to live there, which makes him the first modern president not to do so. But citizens have enjoyed unprecedented access to the palace, with tours happening every 15 minutes, 7 days a week.
Until this government, it was myth to think about entering here. It was a very privileged access to be able to come here to the palace. When President Rafael Correa took power in 2008, he believed that the government palace should be the house of Ecuadorians. So that's why he decides to open it as part of the democratization of public spaces. So since 2007 to the present, tourists can come visit it for free.
Visitors pay their respects to the Ecuadorian flag and see the three principal spaces of the Carondelet, which are the cabinet room, banquet room, and the yellow room, where the portraits of past presidents hang. Gifts from world leaders to President Correa are showcased as well, making this a highlight of the palace tour.
President Rafael Correa has considered that all the gifts he has received as head of state belong to the people as cultural patrimony. It is for this reason that we see them around the palace visit. There are many representative gifts, like for example what Pope Francis left him, which I think is now what most stands out to visitors lately. There are also many gifts of other heads of state, and now this is cultural patrimony of Ecuadorians, something which has never happened before in this country.
Ecuador is the world's third largest exporter of roses, and as a part of national pride, bouquets are brought every Sunday to adorn the palace. And when exiting the palace, visitors walk past the 1960 mosaic mural by renowned artist Osvaldo Guayasamín, which represents and pays respect to the 3,000 indigenous who died during a Spanish expedition of the Amazon River. The opening of public spaces is linked to the National Development Plan of Good Living, which seeks to further democratize Ecuadorian society. Visitors come away with greater understanding of the history and political transformation of Ecuador after walking in the halls of the Carondelet. Like all Latin American countries, Argentina had a strong fight for independence, and a group of women had a leading role in this process. That's precisely the motive behind Patriots' Heroines of Independence, a collection that celebrates the outstanding life of these women through a series of portraits. Come see. With the goal of recovering the role of the women during the independence wars, the collection Patriots' Heroines of Independence reflects the life of the most outstanding participants of the first actions in the struggle for national sovereignty.
The idea is that of women, not only as mothers, but also as those that created the possibilities for us to be a free nation.
It is formed by a series of portraits by the Argentine visual artist Javier Armentano and is hosted in the Casa Patria Grande Cultural Center.
This collection of patriots, of heroines, seeks to redeem women. Many women held leading roles during the independence wars. This also has to do with the current view that we have towards the armed forces. For me, the biggest cultural change that the armed forces has had during the democratic period has been the massive admission of women.
Patriots, the collection, was conceived as a joint initiative between the Cultural and Defense Ministries, and it is expected to be the first of a series of further initiatives that will try to recover the role of women in Latin American history. That was interesting for a taste of history, right? Well, thank you for watching. We'll expect you again next week for another amazing taste on Latin American culture. See you then.